Hello, boys and girls. Last week, you spent the week writing alternate endings to stories. And this week, you're going to use what you learned to do one on your own. Now, we're going to go through the expectations here, but you're going to end up writing an ending all on your own, and we want to see how you do. So this is going to be the question that you're going to see on your test this week. It's going to say, reread Purple Coyote, and you'll be reading Purple Coyote this week in class. Write another ending to the story, which the raccoon wants to know Jim's secret. Think about the events in the story and how this change in the plot could affect what happens to the characters. Your writing should be at least one paragraph and describe the ending events that flows naturally. So we're going to talk about that because, again, this is a big question. So let's review. What makes a good alternate ending? Remember, I said last week that the one awesome thing about writing endings is there's really no wrong answer, okay? But you do have to do a few things. One, remember, we're not changing the beginning or the middle of the story. You're not rewriting the story. You are only writing the ending. And when you read the story, the alternate ending sounds like it's part of the original story. It sounds natural. And again, it is an ending and only an ending. And it's a paragraph or more. One sentence here will not cut it. All right, so think about the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. If you've never heard Goldilocks and the Three Bears, it goes something like this. Once upon a time, a little girl named Goldilocks, who had golden hair, came across a house in the middle of the woods. She was hungry. And she smelled a delicious smell. And so she knocked on the door and no one was home. She just couldn't help herself. She went into the house. On the table sat 3 bowls of porridge. Now you see, the 3 bears who lived there set their porridge out to cool and went for a walk. They weren't home. So she tasted the first bowl of porridge. And it was too hot. Oh my goodness. So she moved to the second bowl of porridge, which was Mama Bear's bowl, and it was too cold. And then she went to this little tiny bowl that belonged to Baby Bear, and it was just right. And she ate it all up. Then she thought, I'm full and my legs hurt. I'm going to go sit down. Well, there were 3 chairs. And you guessed it. One was Papa Bear's chair, one was Mama Bear's chair, and the other was Baby Bear's chair. Well, she sat in Papa Bear's chair, and it was too hard. So she got up and moved and went to Mama Bear's chair. Well, that chair was too soft. She sunk right in. So she tried Baby Bear's chair, and she broke it. Oh, my goodness. So she was all upset, and she wandered upstairs, and there were 3 beds, and she thought, I could really use a nap. I'm full. I hurt myself when I fell off that chair. So she laid in the first bed, and what do you think? You guessed it. It was Papa Bear's bed, and it was too hard. And she moved over to Mama Bear's bed, and it was too soft. And then Baby Bear's bed, it was just right, and she fell asleep. Well, boys and girls, she was sleeping. And the bears came home, and they noticed someone ate their porridge. And then they noticed someone broke the chair. And so they wandered upstairs, and they found someone sleeping in the bed. Well, of course, she woke up, and she was scared as could be, and ran right out the door, and never returned to that part of the woods again. All right, so boys and girls, if you think of that story, how could we write an alternate ending? What if Goldilocks never ran out of the house? Well, let's give it a try. Let's look at some examples. So we have the Goldilocks story, Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Here's one example of an ending. In Goldilocks and the 3 bears, the bears liked Goldie and let her live there forever. The end. What do you think of that ending? Well, let's see. Is it a paragraph? No, it is not. Is it indented, though? Absolutely. Look, this writer indented it. And there are capital letters on proper nouns, and there's a period, but it's just one sentence and there's not a whole lot of detail. This would not be a good alternate ending. Let's try again. Again, we want to know what would have happened if we changed the ending and Goldilocks never ran out of the house. Last, the bears checked Baby Bear's bed. They found Goldilocks sleeping soundly. They decided to let her sleep, and she stayed there and lived happily ever after. The end. So what do you think of that one? Well, let's see. The author indented that last paragraph, right? A transition word, last. I like that. There are 3 sentences. 3 sentences. But does it really give an ending? No, it's kind of like they checked the bed, they found Goldie, and decided to let her stay. I'm going to say no. Not a very good alternate ending. Not a whole lot of meat and potatoes in there. We need some detail. Let's try again. Again, Goldilocks and the 3 bears. What would have happened if Goldilocks never ran out of the house? After finding Goldilocks in Baby Bear's bed, the bear family did not know what to do. They tiptoed back out of the room to discuss it. After talking for a while, they decided to wake up Goldilocks gently so as not to scare her. The bear family invited Goldilocks to stay for dinner on the condition that she fix the chair she broke and help Mama cook. See, they figured anyone who breaks into your house and steals your food must be hungry, and it would be much better for all involved to be kind. So Goldilocks graciously agreed to stay. She fixed the chair and helped Mama Bear in the kitchen. Goldilocks never broke into anyone's house ever again and was thankful for the bear family's kindness. The end. What do you think of that one? Well, it's indented. I like that paragraphs are indented. Multiple sentences. Transition words. We have after in there twice. Things go in order. And it definitely gives a reason why they let Goldilocks stay. There was a lot of detail in here. And it makes sense. And it's in sequence. So I would say yes, that is a great ending. So boys and girls, you are going to write your alternate ending. Think about Jim's secret and the raccoon. What would have happened if the raccoon would have said yes? Well, remember to start an ending, look at the end of the story you are reading. What was the ending of that story again in the Coyote? Let's read it. Jim was now all purple and all by himself. Night had fallen on the hill when the little raccoon came up to him. Did you see, said Jim, I'm purple all over. Yes, said the small animal. It's my secret, Jim went on. Do you want to find out why? No. We need to take that no, and we need to make it a yes, and then tell what will happen. We're going to change this ending. Think of the whole story now. Is there a pattern? Well, yeah, there is. Every time the boy asks the coyote a question, the coyote won't give him an answer. And the coyote does this over and over until Jim gets mad. Then the coyote tricks Jim into doing the dance. Jim, doing the dance, breaks that spell and turns the coyote back to his natural color. I think you can use this pattern in your ending. You absolutely can use the pattern. Maybe that raccoon has to ask a lot of questions. I don't know. So let's write. Did you see? I'm purple all over. Yes, said the tiny animal. Do you want to know why? Asked Jim. Yes, I want to know why, said the raccoon. Now you finish. Remember, your ending must sound natural. Your ending needs to match the story, and your ending needs to be well developed. That means that one sentence will get 0 points. Write a paragraph or more, and follow the pattern in the story. Happy writing, boys and girls.